Welcome back to Death of the Outsider. So we are in Mission 4, the Stolen Archive, and since I haven't read this text, I thought I'd do so before we go into the actual level. Eleuterio Cienfuegos, an ex-member of the Eyeless, stole important documents about how to enter the Void and sent them to the Royal Conservatory. Make your way inside and look for the Stolen Archive. So here we are in Billie's little hole-up. Let's start by... not sure if we have more of those books. The Lonely Rat Boy. Can't remember having seen them. We have number 2 and number 4. We'll try to find all parts before we go into that. Okay, let's begin by reading this. A smile and a whisper. Sleeping in abandoned houses and sharing beds with rats and lice brings back bad memories, that's for sure. I keep the rat charm near when I try to rest now. I hold it in my living hand. But she only came once. She only came last night. She smiled. That teasing smile that wrinkled her nose. That smile that always told me she had a secret to share. When she learned to whisper in my ear again, I held my breath to hear. And I heard her, this time. Clear and sweet. She said my name. Billie Lurk. Soft on her tongue, just like it always was. My old self. My new self, too. I woke up with a start, aching all over, her charm of hair and bone clutched to my chest. I don't know what any of that meant. I don't know what she wants from me. But I know all I'll find in the Void is more secrets. Then we have the map of the Syria Gardens. We've been here before.
The information I need could be in the archives down in the conservatory basement, or in the curator's office. It'll be full of Abbey zealots either way.
We have Blind Sisters search Royal Conservatory. In an exceptional turn of events, the Abbey of the Everyman has deemed it necessary to dispatch members of the Oracular Order to investigate the Royal Conservatory. Readers will remember the sudden closure of the Royal Conservatory last year, with representatives citing an infestation of mites. This did not explain, however, the presence of the Grand Guard at all hours, nor the strange women spotted in and around the building. As the Abbey sends its most secretive members to the site, we may only conclude that some event of great concern has occurred there. The Blind Sisters, as they are known, were seen early this morning entering the Royal Conservatory with a contingent of overseers. When approached for comment, the Sisters of the Oracular Order did not respond, and your humble journalist was forcibly encouraged to leave the area. Large bonfires have since been kindled in the streets, and it is believed that portions of the Royal Conservatory's once impressive collection have already been burned. In the interests of safety, Syria Gardens District has been placed under lockdown on the authority of the Abbey of the Everyman, and residents are reminded to comply with all overseer orders.
Even the Oracular Order is here. That's strange. They almost never leave their chapels.
And we have this quarantine no trespassing poster.
Months ago, the conservatory closed with barely a warning. The Abbey is only just finding out what black magic was being practiced inside.
And we have a page from Dolores' journal. 10th day on the month of Timber. Before I can cease my immortality, I must deal with the mess Cienfuegos created. Outsider, take that traitor. The cult can never know that he stole the documents they entrusted to me. If the information about their secret void entrance fell into the wrong hands, it would destroy everything. My plans would be ruined. No, I won't let that happen. Those oracular sisters have closed off the Royal Conservatory, but that's a minor obstacle. As I know well, there's always a way past the most secure defenses. I just need to think of it. And we have Eleuterio Cienfuegos, glimpsing the beyond. Pharmacist, painter, and Upper Syria district resident Eleuterio Cienfuegos is the spotlight of the Carambola Gallery's last showcase of Karnakan artists. Self-taught in a studio he maintains above his pharmacy, Cienfuegos shows an adept's hand at colour, form, and technique. Yet the most intriguing thing about this show is the artist's subject. The most striking of his paintings are a series which Cienfuegos has titled Impressions of the Void. Rough landscapes of blackened stone are juxtaposed with dreamlike figures. They are drawn in long brush strokes, at once angular and full of grace, and the viewer can't help but be absorbed by the scene. In an artist's statement, Cienfuegos spoke about his unusual matter. The void is a constant presence in our lives, and yet we know nothing about it. It remains a place of dreams and memories. In my work, I've tried to illuminate some small portion of this eternal mystery. Carambola Gallery is supported through a generous donation by Dolores Michaels, director of Michaels Deposit and Loan.
Some minds get fixed on one thing and never find a way out. Cienfuegos wanted to see the void. Well, maybe he's seen it now.
Missing pharmacist found dead. The horrifying find of a bloodless body in an alley off Jaconda Street has the Grand Guard on high alert. The victim was Eleuterio Cienfuegos, a respected pharmacist whose family business has been a part of the Upper Syria district community for over 50 years. His body was exsanguinated at another location and dumped in the alley, the same method used in several other recent deaths. The guard has had no comment on the apparent serial murders, leading some residents to question what they are hiding. It's another crown killer, that's what, claims local baker Madera Jimenez. The guard says don't panic, but why wouldn't we? We are all at risk. Reward is offered for information related to Cienfuegos' murder. I think we read that one before, but still.
Only the outsider knows how long the eyeless have kept their hideout a secret. I'll find out where it is.
And we have the note over here. No more tobacco. No more tobacco, no more liquor, no more listening to Daud muttering in his sleep. I held the rat charm, hoping to see Deirdre's face again, but now I hope last night was the last time. When she came to me, she smiled, and I knew she had something to share again. First, she kissed my lifeless eye, then held up what she'd been hiding behind her back. It was Daud's hand, cut off at the wrist, and all carved up with the outsider's mark. I watched as she bent her head and kissed its cold flesh, too, all the while whispering that language I only heard in the void. Then she dropped the dead hand, and it sank into the black, disappeared. Did the outsider show me this? Is he using Deirdre's face, her hands, her hair, things I'd never share, things I keep close to my heart? If that's true, I don't know why, and I don't know what it means for the old man. I don't think he's found any rest, even now.
I'll finish what you started, Daud.
Okay. So we have all the paintings. Looks quite bleak. Alright. Now this.
For years, we planned jobs just like the bank. Watching houses from rooftops, stealing keys, bribing servants, sharpening our blades as we waited for the right moment. You were proud of what we could do. I knew that much. I never told you about my time in Karnaca. How I came to Dunwall. How the outsider marked me and made me the man I was. As I look out on the water for the last time, I know none of that matters. Your betrayal was expected. For the lives we led then, you had no choice but to turn against me. But now, I find myself counting on you again. You have what you need. You will find out what to do. It's time, Billy. Kill the outsider. Remove this terrible power from the world. For everything we did, and everything it did to us. I could have died 100 bloody ways. But in the end, here I am, on your ship, sipping your last good whiskey. That's not so bad. Thank you, Billy. And farewell.
That's rather nice and ominous at the same time.
A fine day's work, brother. We need only record the heretical text we burned today, and our task is complete. Now, where's that ledger?
Here, on the bench. But don't worry. I already noted all of the burned books. We should see if Sister Rosewood needs a hand, though. She discovered...
There's
some
nothing I
troubling
can save
findings
from that
in the
fire.
Director's office.
It's all ashes.
What now?
I need to check that ledger and see if what I want is still here.
Bizarre cures for impotence? I tell you, I've seen enough take one mandrake root recipes to last a lifetime.
No, this was different. Sister Rosewind saw the archives hiding. She seemed deeply disturbed by what was in it, from what Brother Diaz told me. He heard her whisper, this could destroy the Abbey.
What? Stop this talk. It is nearing blasphemy.
Oops.
What? Somebody's down. What?
Well, I suppose that's that for them. There is another one over there, though.
One of us is down.
One? Huh. You live in that dissolution. That fire is handy. Probably save just in case. Oh, you're unconscious, are you? Oh well. Not for long. You're still unconscious. Well now. That should take care of that though. Blood amber. Okay, so what is this accounting of heretical items from the Royal Conservatory then? This is the complete listing of heretical items that have been submitted to thorough examination during the month of Rain, 1852. Still under investigation. Curator's office papers, silvergraphs, notes, letters. Note: the location of these new documents was revealed to the oracular order in a vision. The archive has been confiscated by Sister Rosawin. She will personally examine it for potential heretical properties and communicate her findings directly to roving Vice Overseer Cardoza. Heretical contraption. Lenses, desecrated caskets, wires, devices. Note: will be dismantled and sent to the Abbey once the Sisters' examination is complete. Burned or shipped to the Abbey. 43 crates, books of arcane recipes, heretical studies, spells, ritual instructions, blasphemous stories. Burned. 17 crates, vials of unknown potions, salves, herbs, roots, shipped to the Abbey. 10 crates, human hair, animal, bones and body parts, burned. 3 shawls embroidered with heretical sigils, burned. 1 altar, wooden carved, wax-coated, well-used, burned. 1 child's doll, husk body, wizened apple face stuck with pins, burned. 34 runes and amulets, shipped to the Abbey. 7 notebooks and personal diaries, shipped to the Abbey. 2 scrying glasses, burned. 1 crate, various devices for self-gratification. Burned. Okay. 3 sets, children's teeth and fingernails. Burned. 1 ash tree, cut out at the root from the conservatory terrace. Burned. 4 crates, candles, incense, bells, and assorted ritual items. Burned.
Sister Rosewin is keeping documents in the curator's office. I need to find them.
Over here.
What do you want?
It's my Lonnie. He went into that building with the red poster over there. Said he wanted to check for something real quick like. Well, that was hours ago, and he's not back. And with overseers crawling all over the place, I just know something bad happened.
You look tough. Why don't you go check on him?
Can't. Promised I'd stay put right here, out of harm's way. Lon says we can't risk us both getting hurt. Especially if... Please. Can you just go check on him for me? I'll make it worth your while.
Sure, we can do that.
The streets are closed on Abbey orders.
And all it gives is a form to the world's fears. A hole in the world.
Open up! We know you're in there. Surrender and we won't harm you for entering a quarantined area.
We'll just deliver you to the void.
Open the door!
Oops. Oh, plenty of coins. I can hear a bone charm. Robust. Oh, by the way, since we got this that thing, we also can craft bone charms. But I will do that between episodes. I'm guessing that is Lonnie.
No.
A ring for Courtney. Dear Lonnie, I've been thinking about the last time we talked. You said you're torn up inside that you can't offer Courtney a decent proposal with no ring. Well, my boss had to leave a stash of jewelry behind in her apartment when they put Syria Gardens under quarantine. If I recall right, there's a ring in there you might use for a proposal. It'll do until you find a nicer one anyway. Consider it my wedding gift for you too. Fondly, Mar Rosha. A sad ending to a otherwise supposed to be happy story. Guessing none of these are flammable. Nope, wouldn't appear that way. Oh well, that means the corpses will just have to remain in their current state. Nothing of interest here, it would seem.
I shouldn't have eaten that. Now I'm paying. It's what happens when you're half starved all the time. Please.
I'm sorry. He didn't make it. But I found this letter with him. Thought you might want it.
Oh, no. Lonnie. Thank you. Here. Take this for your trouble.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Okay. That was slightly depressing. This place appears to be shut off. Let's go have a look at the black market for the contracts. Might run into overseers on the way though. It's a hollow there. Yeah, there's one of the overseers. Interesting how they are reusing level designs partially from Dishonored 2. Oh, this apartment has been turned into the black market.
even from the restricted area. You must need supplies.
Yes, but let's look at this first. Alvaro and the Abbey. I have good reason to believe that the Abbey of the Everyman is committing unspeakable crimes within the Royal Conservatory. If you're as fond of them as I am, kill every last blind sister and overseer except for Brother Cardoza. Leave him in one of his musical chairs and I'll deal with him myself. That'll give us a bone charm. Pilfer the prophecies. Sister Rosawin keeps a detailed record of her prophetic visions. Rumor has it she knows every secret in the Isles. Murder, treason, love affairs. That kind of information could turn me into a very powerful lady. I'll give all my bone charms to whoever manages to infiltrate the Royal Conservatory and steal that book. And finally, a risky wager. I abandoned my apartment last night because of the Abbey's wretched quarantine. In my haste, I left a precious relic behind, but I doubt anyone has seized it, considering how well protected it is. In fact, I'm offering good coin to anyone who is clever enough to bypass the defenses and live to tell the tale. Okay, so we have the contracts. Now, I think we have plenty of money at the moment.
As soon as I save enough coin, it's all yours. Enjoy. Nice doing business with you.
The bone charms we'll just acquire. Smuggler's Passageway. Not sure what that is.
You're armed to the teeth.
Increase our grenade storage. Also, let's increase this radius of sticky grenades. So we have most of the upgrades now.
The conservatory visitors used to be my best customers. Such exotic items they ask for. Now it's all weapons and trinkets.
Don't think we need anything else at the moment. That one I don't like. Think we are going to use that very often.
Like you drive a hard bargain.
Yeah.
I best be careful out there.
Of course. Okay, so that apartment. I believe it's the one up there, the one that we had the nest keeper inside. The only thing, I'm not sure how to get up there. Let's try this route. Should probably also save, because if I recall correctly, this place is heavily trapped.
Men metal faces and hands, yes. Watch for wet smell, watch for smell fat and blood and burning. Peeps in ink, bitter ink. Dead thoughts, dead flesh, dry and cracked and withering. Bite at the binding, making spill out, ruinous food.
Try to disarm as much as we can. Can we get to that? Okay. One there. And one there. The final one was hidden in here. Safe has been replaced by a grandfather clock. How original. This guy is pretty dead. What kind of a person is this? Ah, it's a sister of the oracular order. Well, that's pretty substantial when it comes to tripwires. Come on. Okay, so we're in. But somehow I doubt that was the only one. Should be it. Strange relic, 2 silver ingots, and a corrupt bone charm. Lightweight. No idea what that's about. Probably nothing we want to equip since it's a corrupt one. Take less damage from falling, but health regenerate is halved, so no. I think that fulfilled one of the contracts. Yep, that it did. Can go in by the same route we went in by when we played in Dishonored 2. I'll give this Abbey of the Everyman one thing for sure. They definitely do Thorough work. Okay, now let's go take out that silly overseer standing down there.
We need to prepare the carriage for the roving vice overseer. He travels to Caledorn, then Dunwall on Abbey business later today.
Ah, his mission here must be concluded then. For such an urgent task, he made short work of it.
So it would seem. I'm certain the High Overseer will be most interested in his report about what transpired here, and in the oracular sister's prophecies that he carries with him.
Still no word from our sisters.
Let's just see if there are anyone else. No one there. And no apparent ones here either. Wasn't there? Yeah, there it is. Silver ingots. Michael's Bank robbed. A daring robbery at Michael's Bank today as an intruder bypassed an imposing set of security precautions to breach the inner vault of Kanaka's premier valuables repository. There's no word yet about any injuries or deaths during the break-in. Bank officials say that the thief focused on valuable personal items held in private safes and boxes within the famed Jindosh vault. The security measures at Michael's Bank are the best in the Isles, said Alexander Peña, Chief of Security. I can promise you that our customers' treasures are perfectly safe. The perpetrator who broke into our vault will be brought to justice and will get all the missing items back to their rightful owners. I promise you that. Peña declined to say what the stolen items were, citing client confidentiality, but says the bank has engaged a private firm to investigate the crime. Yeah, I wish you the best of luck on that one. Anything else of interest in the area? Akisvalarite. What on earth is that? It's a tentacle being. That's what it is. I doubt there's anything else of interest here now. We've checked this house, we've been in the apartment, so the next logical step would be to get inside the Abbey. No, Abbey. The Royal Conservatory, I mean. But that will have to wait for the next episode, so thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you all then.